Hello, everybody, and welcome to a professional sort of video. I have a sheet of paper here with research. Can you hear it? Piece of paper with research on, and yeah, I have done some research, and this is going to be a video that is going to involve some proper editing. It's a video I've wanted to do for a long while, and it is going to be. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, 7 DLC, 7 bus DLC I would like to see in City Transport Simulator. So let's get started right now with Bus DLC number 1. Which for me, these are in no order of likeliness, by the way. These are just in the order I thought about them. DLC number 1 is the Scania Citywide DLC. And I must say as well, sorry for keep going back, but this is just purely speculation. I have no inside knowledge to CTS, anything CTS. But I would like to see the Scania Citywides, the 12-metre solo, the 18-metre bendy, and the low-floor double-decker. The 12-metre solo and 18-metre solo are the same ones that are in The Bus, which is a bus simulator made by TML Studios, which is a one-on-one scale of Berlin. The low-floor double-decker is in no other bus sims, and the 12-metre solo would be available in 2 and 3 doors, and the 18-metre bendy would be available in just 3 doors. It might be available in 4 doors, but none of the pictures I saw looked like it was. Scania is a well-known manufacturer for trucks, buses, coaches, and possibly even some other things, but I'm not too sure. They are a very well-known brand, and they are probably known for having the best indicator sound. You'll know if you play these simulator games what sort of sound Scania indicators make. Obviously, we have Scania in Fernbus, we have it in ETS, we have it in The Bus, and I think it was about time that we have it in Bus Sim as well. We have it in Bus Sim 21, and I feel like maybe View App should, jump on that, because Scania is such a well-known brand. It would bring players in, and I would certainly like to buy this DLC. Yeah, and we've never seen a double-decker bus before in CTS. And I would like to see that. So I have said, I reckon a price for this would be around £20, which is about... I mean, it depends when you look at it. The New Line City DLC included 3 buses and 2 variants of each, so that's basically 6 buses, and that costs just less than £20. But because it's Scania, because there's 3 buses, and because there's a bus in there that's not in any other bus sim, I reckon they could get away with charging £20. And I would really, really like this DLC because, well, Scania is such a well-known brand, and it's such a nice... They're such nice looking vehicles to drive, and they have such amazing engine roars and sounds, and I just can't imagine how good that would be. Moving on to bus pack number 2. I have put the Iveco Urban Way. Again, Iveco is a very well-known brand. Probably not for the same reasons as Scania. They're known for being a little bit and a bit yuck and a bit bleh. But that's the exact same reaction my friend would give if I ever said Iveco. He'd be like bleh. But yeah, I would like to see the 12-metre solo and the 18-metre bendy. These can both be seen on Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21, and I will throw in some shots of the exterior, interior, but they are very cool designed buses, and they are very nice to drive, at least on Bus Sim. They're one of the better buses on Bus Simulator. And it'd be nice to see Iveco done right, because we got more Iveco buses in Bus Sim 21, but they were just awful, as with everything. I believe the 12-metre solo would be available in just 3 doors, because I haven't seen it in a 2-door variant. But the bendy would be 3-door and 4-door variant. and they have a very nice sound set. These buses are powered with CNG, so these Ivecos are run with CNG power. CNG stands for controlled natural gas. This would be a new power mode not seen before in CTS, unless they make a CNG powered bus before this. But I would really enjoy seeing that, because I think it's nice to have variety. At the moment, we only have diesel buses, and I think, do you know what? Iveco, they're known for their quirkiness, they're known for their difference, maybe not for a good reason, maybe for bad reasons, depends on who you ask. And I think the Urban Way DLC would be a perfect way to capture that. And what better way to show how bad Bus Simulator is than to make one of their best buses look even worse. As for a price, I would say around £10 to £15, just put it in line with everything else. I mean, the MAN A23 and the Grafsteyr NG235 were £15 each, and the A23 had one variant, and the A23 had two variants, and the NG235 had one. So that's two buses with three variants, because you'd have the 12-metre solo, and you'd have the 18-metre bendy in 3-door and the 18-metre bendy in 4-door. So, and it'd be a new power mode. So I reckon £15 would do nicely for that DLC. Moving on, we have the Mercedes-Benz capacities. These are bendy buses that are they're big boys. So you have the capacity, which stands at 19.725 meters long, and you have the capacity L, which stands at 20.995001 meters long. These can be seen in Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21 as well. These are available in both 4-door and 5-door variants. 5 doors to me is just obscene. That's too much doors. Like, that's too many doors. But these were my favourite buses to drive in Bus Simulator. And CTS roads are tight, they're narrow, they're difficult to drive on. So could you imagine doing that with a 21-metre bus and a 20-metre bus? That would be fun. That would be really, really fun. And yeah, I think I understand why this pack wouldn't have why some people would be put off by this pack, because they're bendies, they're difficult, and bendies but long, bendies but longer, even more difficult. But I think this pack would be amazing. These can be seen all over the country, all over Europe, sorry. And I believe they're in Berlin, but they're not included in the bus, or at least at the moment. But yeah, price point for this, I would say around about £15 again, because you're getting 4 buses, or 2 types of buses with 2 variants each, so that's 4. And yeah, I think it would be a really, really, really nice DLC. And it would be great to get a brand like Mercedes-Benz in the game, you know, a very well-known brand. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I just got a WhatsApp message on my phone. But yeah, these buses, like Mercedes-Benz, are very posh, you know, very well built, you can tell they're very German in the sense of, you know, they're posh, they're nice, they're loud, they're powerful, you know, they're very, very nice buses. I mean, they have a load of Mercedes-Benz Citaros in my local company. They did actually have bendy Citaros from Mercedes-Benz once upon a time, but they got rid of those because they kept blowing up and catching fire. Not ideal, believe it or not. And yeah, I mean, they're just so nice. They've got V10 6.4 engines. I don't know what the capacities have. They'd probably have stronger engines. But they are such relaxing drives, and I would love to see them in CTS View App. This is, out of the DLC I have on this list, that is my most wanted one. So yeah, I'd love to see that in the future. And let me know in the comments if you have any DLC you'd put on this list that you think I've missed. And the next DLC We're sticking with Mercedes-Benz, but this time we're heading over to electric power. And I have suggested a Mercedes-Benz e-Citaro DLC. Now, these could come with the 12-meter Solo and the 18-meter Bendy. 12-meter Solo is the standard full length for single deckers, and 18-meter Bendies is the standard length for Bendies, it would seem. So the Solo, oh sorry, I don't know what's just happened there. The Solo would be available in 2 and 3 doors, and the Bendy would be available in 3 and 4 doors. These can be seen on Bus Simulator 21 and The Bus. However, on The Bus, they are not branded. It's not officially licensed. These would be the first electric buses in CTS, and like I just said about Mercedes-Benz, what a brand, what a brand to choose to start with electric power, Mercedes-Benz. That would be awesome. And yeah, Mercedes-Benz buses are nice. The thing is with Mercedes, I feel like they would make them do their more modern vehicles than their older vehicles, just to, be all modern and fancy and look what we can do with our engineering. We'd never make anything non-environmentally friendly and pollution heavy. But yeah, these would be this would be a new power type in CTS again, so I understand the difficulties of implementing that. Again, I think I've already said, but I'd like to see these for about £15. You'd get two variants of the Citaro. No, 2 buses of the Citaro in 2 variants. Yeah, I would really, really like to see this. I think, yeah, I think electric is... We have some electric buses in where I live in England, and I'm not telling you the specific region, but if you've seen some of my train spotting videos, you know what sort of area I stick to. They are really nice. They are BYD, and they are really, really nice. And I'd like to see some electric buses in CTS, just because I think that's where the world's going, and I think it would be nice to capture that. Maybe you agree with electric vehicles, maybe you disagree, but I just think, whether you like it or not, electric vehicles are going to be the way forward in the future. And I'd like to see some electric buses in CTS. But moving on to DLC number, I forgot which number on. 1, 2, 3, 4. DLC number 5. I have got the Volvo. Volvo, let's just add back there. In my opinion, nobody makes better buses than Volvo. Nobody at all makes better buses than Volvo. Mercedes-Benz come very, very, very close. Very close. But it's between Mercedes-Benz and Volvo for the best buses, in my opinion. But what I have suggested is the Volvo Electric 7900 DLC. That's just the name of the model of the bus. And again, these will be available in 12-meter Solos and 18-meter Bendies. The 12-meter Solo is available in a 2 and a 3 door, and the 18-meter Bendy is available in a 3 and a 4 door, and these can be seen on Bus Simulator 21. And these buses are really, really nice. We're starting to get some of the Solo ones in the UK. I believe they have them at Harrogate, or is it Bradford? I think it's Bradford that they have them, which is weird. Such a nice bus for such a terrible area. I'd say that. We've got buses that go into London. You can say the same thing there. But yeah, Volvo are... in the UK, Volvo and Alexander Dennis are probably the 2 biggest sellers of buses. And they are so nice, Volvo buses. They're so smooth, relaxing, if they're driven properly. They can get very tatty with a bit of wear and tear, but I feel like all buses can. And I feel like Volvo is a worldwide brand as well. Like, when I say worldwide, I don't just mean Europe. Like, places more than just Europe. Because I would still consider the UK Europe, as controversial as that may seem, considering about Brexit and all that. But this is not meant to be politics related. But yeah, we have Volvo in Bus Sim, we have Volvo in ETS, we have Volvo, not yet in the bus, I wonder if it'd come to it one day. But yeah, I would really like to see some Volvo electrics. I think Volvo is such a well-known brand. Almost, again, Scania and Volvo are probably the two most well-known brand for like transport vehicles, like bus, truck, all of that. So it'd be nice to see them in the game. And I reckon, again, about £10–15 for this DLC, because 2 buses and 2 variants, that's essentially 4 buses. So that would be nice. And on to the 6th DLC. We've had quite a lot of MAN buses, but I have found 2 that they are missing. One of which you can't find really anymore. So the 2 I'm suggesting are the MAN Lion City A37, which is a diesel, and you can find it in Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21. These are 12-meter solos with 2 and 3 door. And then what I am suggesting is, for the second bus in this pack, is the MAN Lion City 3-door, and you can only find them in 3 doors, at least from what I found, A39 double-decker. All of these have been withdrawn from Berlin IRL. However, you can still see them on the bus, which is nice. And I think the A39 double-decker I've never played before in a bus sim, but it is such a quality bus. You know, it's what you would expect from like early 2000s bus. Like, it's not too electrical and futuristic, but it's not too from the past. Like, it's nothing like the Graf Steyrs, but it's also nothing like the BYD electrics. It's a sort of good middle ground, what a diesel bus was, you know, what a double-decker should be like. None of these fancy smancy screens as cameras and mirrors as screens and, you know, all of this nonsense that they seem to put on buses nowadays. But it's not quite as old as Volvo B10 BLEs, B10Ms that I hear you get in Australia, or you used to get in Australia. I think we get them here as well, or we used to. And, you know, so it's like that middle ground between old bus and really modern bus, and I would love to see that in the game. And I don't actually know what the length of these are. I want to say it'd probably be the same as a full-length single-decker, because that's what normally doubles are. And as for a price of this, I reckon, again, a double-decker bus we don't have many in, CTS, and the A37 is a really good bus, so I would say £15. I would. And now I've gone for DLC number 7, which again is Mercedes-Benz. I know this is the 3rd out of 7 that is Mercedes-Benz, but they are a very well-known brand, and they are good with their buses. Is a Mercedes-Benz Citaro Classics. Not like classics as in Mark 1 bodywork sort of classic. Classic as in not electric. But I would like to see the Citaro K, which is a 10.5 meter solo bus, which is the same length as the A47 we have in CTS, so that's more like a streetlight style bus. You can see this bus already in Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21, and these are available in 2 and 3 door. And also, I would like to see the Citaro 0530, which is a Citaro K but bigger, because it's a 12 meter solo, so it's a full-length single-decker, which are the ones we normally have here in the UK. And we have these are in Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21, and these are available in 2 and 3 door. Or in the UK, they're in 1 door, but in Europe, they're 2 or 3 doors. And then I would also like to see the Citaro G, which is, again, Mercedes-Benz's full-length bendy bus. It's not like the capacities that are even longer. It's just an 18-meter bendy like everything else, and this can be seen in Bus Sim 18 and Bus Sim 21, and these can be seen in 3 and 4 doors. And these buses are la creme de la creme, is what I would call them. The Citaro 0530, a fantastic bit of kit. Those were the buses I was talking about with the V10 6.4s, I believe they have. I don't know where I read that for. I believe it was someone talking about one in a YouTube comment section, to take that with a pinch of salt if it's wrong. Citaro K, again, it's a perfect little bus for people that like their smaller buses. And a Citaro G, which is the average size for a bendy bus. It's like it's like Mercedes version of the A47, the A21, and the A23. That's the equivalents, but Mercedes-Benz. And it'd be really nice to see that DLC because they're all diesel, they're all outdoor screaming, and I'd love to see how well ViewApp could replicate Mercedes-Benz as a brand because they would be amazing. You know, I trust ViewApp. I would trust ViewApp with everything. My Twitch account, my YouTube account, my life savings, my internal organs, you know, I'd trust them to make them all good. But about the organs anyway. But yeah, I would genuinely pay, what's that? 3 buses, 2 variants of each. Let me just repeat that just in case it cut off the VOD. 3 buses, 2 variants of each, and 2 doors. Sorry, I was reading the sheet then. These sheets can be really useful but really trip you up. So let me repeat that yet again. 3 buses, 2 variants of each, which would be 6 buses in total, and I would happily pay £20 for that. I mean, I'd probably get it on sale just some cheapskate and type of money. But that has been today's video. Let me know what you thought I missed, and I shall see you all in the next one. Take care, and goodbye for now.